The search is clearly complete. They completed the search. The search is complete. He is confident in this process. You should assume that it's been completed, yes. After the search concluded last night, that search was completed last night.
Mika, that's absolutely right. According to 3 sources familiar with this matter, FBI agents, as we speak, are searching President Biden's Rehoboth Beach home for classified documents. This comes, of course, after there have been a discovery of a number of batches.
Well, they just keep coming on in, don't they? But there is something strangely missing from the media's reports. We're going to take a look at the latest from the FBI search of Biden's beach home, but we're going to see what the media is actually omitting from their reports, and make sure to stick them at the very end of this video when I'll reveal a brand new development that may end up bringing the whole Biden crime syndicate down once and for all. You're not going to want to miss this. We have some breaking news here. The FBI is indeed searching Joe Biden's Delaware beach house just outside of Rehoboth Beach. My family and I actually go camping right around there, right around his beach house almost every year. So I know the area quite well. It, of course, has been confirmed that this search is part of the ongoing investigation into Biden's illegally possessing classified documents that he took, again, illegally, as vice president and as senator. Bob Barr, Biden's personal attorney, said that Biden was fully cooperating with the Justice Department and that there was no warrant needed, given that the search was consensual. Unlike Trump, of course. Unlike Trump, there's a huge, massive difference between what's happening with Joe Biden and what happened with Trump. That, of course, is the embarrassing narrative of the legacy media. The obvious difference between the two is that Trump had the authority, the unique presidential authority, to declassify anything he wants to as the duly elected president of the United States and as chief executive officer over the United States government, whereas Biden, as a lackey vice president or senator, had no such authority. That's the fundamental difference between the two that you will never, ever hear from the lamestream legacy media. But there's something else that's rather odd about the media's reports on the FBI search. It's something extremely odd. Are you noticing something missing from all of this coverage? Several rather astute observers are noticing a very strange absence in the media's reporting of all of this. Perhaps a stroll along memory lane will wake up our senses here. You, of course, remember scenes like this from August 8th of last year. How could you not? They were played 24/7 on cable news media outlets. We together watched in very real time, for the very first time in our nation's history, a former president's home being raided by the FBI. The legacy media was hardly shy in blasting images of that raid across our screens, accompanied by their absurd commentary, cheerleading the efforts of our deep state to rid our nation of this enemy to democracy. Or perhaps you remember this.
Rise this morning. Joining us now is CNN producer David Shortell. He was on the scene when this happened in Fort Lauderdale. Tell us everything that transpired this morning.
Allison, an extraordinary morning. We were here at 5 a.m. waiting for whatever was going to happen. It was dark, 6 a.m., just after the hour. About a half dozen police vehicles with sirens, but no sound. Silent sirens pull in front of this Fort Lauderdale home where Roger Stone was presumably asleep. The lights were off in the house. About a dozen officers, FBI agents wearing tactical vests and with large weapons, fanned out across his front lawn. One went up to the house and rapped on the door, shined a flashlight inside, said, "FBI, open the door." Moments later, as you heard in the video, it said FBI warrant. That's what the agent said. We then saw a light go on the second floor, and moments later, there was Roger Stone in the doorway. That was our video exclusively you saw shot by Gil De La Rosa.
Now, forgive me if I seem a bit incredulous here, but where's that exclusive coverage now? Why is the search of Biden's home in Rehoboth Beach being reported to us by, quote, numerous sources? Why isn't CNN there live at the scene when the FBI agents show up? I mean, after all, this was consensual. We knew about this. And why is it Biden's lawyer announcing this? Why isn't the Justice Department announcing this? Rick Grenell has the same questions. He tweeted out, why isn't at CBS News live with this? Are you racing to his house to do breaking news cut-ins? Kate Hyde wants to know something as well. Did they show up at 4 a.m. with CNN? And of course, the answer to all of this is no, not even remotely. Actually, it's even worse than that. The same Justice Department that the Biden administration is cooperating so much with, well, they allowed Biden to schedule and consent to every FBI search thus far. And what a coincidence. It just so happens that Biden and his team were allowed to stay at that very beach house in question the weekend before the search. Again, something the legacy media is not telling us. And there's something else the legacy media isn't telling us. Something that may end up bringing the whole Biden crime syndicate down. You're going to love it. But first, gang, make sure to click on that link below and protect yourself and your loved ones from these insane leftist elites by protecting your assets with the timeless value of gold and silver. As you know, patriots over the centuries have always relied on gold and silver to protect their assets from economic storms, and that is exactly where the amazing patriots over at Goldco come in. If you've got $50,000 or more in your IRA, 401k, or savings account, you need to protect those assets from bumbling Biden's insanity with the timeless value of gold and silver. Click on that link below and talk to our good friends over at Goldco. They are patriots just like us, and they want you to succeed so much that they're offering you up to $10,000 in free silver if you open up an account with them. That's right, $10,000 in free silver, but that is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Click on that link below or visit my special website, turleytalkslikesgold.com. Senator Ted Cruz is calling for Hunter Biden's home to be searched for classified documents. This is a huge development because it comes on the heels of a bombshell report from the New York Post that discovered a curious email on Hunter Biden's infamous laptop. This is a screenshot of a very strange email. It's dated April 13th, 2014, a week before Joe Biden visited Ukraine as vice president. It consists of 22 points outlining the Ukrainian political situation with extraordinary detailed information about the upcoming election there and predicting an escalation of a Russian destabilization campaign. It lists out concerns about how such would affect the UK and sanctions that the U.S. was most likely going to levy against Russia. This is a Hunter Biden email, and when compared to his other emails, there's simply no other correspondence like this. It's wholly unique. It reads just like an intelligence report, replete with extraordinary strategic detail. And we now know that some of those classified files stashed in Biden's home dealt with Ukraine. So all that's needed here is to compare the contents of those files with the contents of Hunter's email, and boom, you got the biggest national security scandal imaginable blow up the Biden crime syndicate. So now we're beginning to see Republicans in Congress like Cruz demand that the Justice Department search Hunter Biden's house. Now, of course, it may be too late. He may have gotten rid of all the evidence that he has, but considering how utterly stupid and moronic he was with his own laptop, I wouldn't put anything past Hunter. He just seems to be the gift that keeps on giving. Obviously, we'll be keeping an eye on how things develop here, but to bring this loop to a close, we can honestly say the media continues to demonstrate themselves completely compromised to accurately mediating reliable information. They're indeed partisan cheerleaders and increasingly discredited ones at that. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video on the colossal collapse of CNN. They're seeing their ratings drop even further than we thought possible. I wonder why. You're going to love it. So make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.